Hello, Pop Consumer Society. We're back to discuss Anaconda, which is premiering this Christmas. By the way, Merry Christmas to everyone. And the first reviews are in, and as expected, the critics hated it. The critics hated Anaconda. At this moment, it's collecting a noisy 45 on Rotten Tomatoes, which I think is more than I expected. Actually, someone might even say, oh, what a disaster. Oh, that movie is... It was disappointing, but I think 45 is more than enough for its purpose. And let's go, right? Anaconda is a movie about a giant snake. It was already a joke. It was already goofy. In the original idea, the original movies are all terrible. It's the famous so bad it's good. So, it's that horror movie that actually turns into a comedy because it's so absurd. It's the horror of the absurd. When it was announced they're going to make a remake of Anaconda, you could tell it wouldn't be good. It would have to be so bad it's good because there was no way it could be genuinely good. Then you had Jack Black, who's outrageous, and Paul Rudd, who's cynical. Then you picture a movie in your head. You can already tell it's not going to be, right? Seriously, even with those two guys there, for us Brazilians, there's another attraction, which is Selton Mello, who plays the stereotypical Latino, and he's there. He's not one of the main characters. He's not in the main promotion, although in the Brazilian promotion, he's on the poster. He's on the display, of course. It's the debut of our little Kelto in the big American commercial cinema, and according to the critics, it wasn't a good debut. I'm going to read some reviews here to tell you what they're saying, then I'll try to analyze what's going on. Several critics are noting the similarity between Anaconda and Tropic Thunder. With Tropic Thunder, which is a movie with Robert Downey Jr., where he even does blackface, remember? And it also has Jack Black, by the way, and Tropic Thunder. It's a movie that's not exactly a comedy, it's a meta-comedy. It's a movie about making a movie. And there are several ideas there that are very interesting. In Tropic Thunder, unlike Anaconda, that's not Anaconda's goal. And they're putting this thing like, oh, let's make a movie about Anaconda. Let's make a remake of Anaconda. A movie about filmmakers making a remake of Anaconda. That, for some critics, sounded like a pretentious thing, trying to do Tropic Thunder again and failing. So there's this kind of thing. Some critics analyzed it as if the movie wanted to be something more than it was capable of being. And that's what was disappointing. But let's take a look at some reviews trashing the movie. There are even some compliments here. Yeah, I'm talking about Michael Gingold here. I'm saying it's not as funny as the first series of movies. It says here that it's a painfully unfunny, lazy satire that runs out of steam very early. Christy Lemire saying that the dialogue is terrible and the acting is worse, despite everyone's delusions of creating great entertainment. Emiliano Basile saying that the script, co-written by director Tom Gormison and Kevin Ethan, is weak and the dialogue is even worse. No matter how hard the actors try, the story ends up becoming boring due to its predictability and lack of coherence. And Zach Pope saying that Anaconda wants to be Tropic Thunder with its meta-commentary on cinema, although it occasionally succeeds with a few laughs. I never felt that the film really goes all in on its concepts. Jeremy Jantz, speaking here, is the epitome of, I'm not going to remember this movie. No. Mark Massey saying that it's one of the most ineffective and dishonest comedy-horror hybrids in recent memory. So, the guys really didn't like it. The script isn't good, the script fails, the script is tiresome and predictable. The dialogue is terrible, and even though it gets a laugh here and there, the movie loses steam very quickly. Not even the performances of big names in today's comedy, two big names, Paul Rudd and Jack Black. Not even their performances can save the movie from being a complete disaster. As I said from the start, when they announced the movie, Anaconda needed to be bad to be good. Then with Jack Black and Paul Rudd, I knew it would be a loud, energetic Jack Black style comedy. I was ready for it. And Paul Rudd just has that look on his face like he doesn't understand what's going on, like the world has gone crazy except for him. After the trailer came out, I got even more excited. Sure about what was going to happen, about what I was going to watch. There's not much you can do with Anaconda. I think some critics here might have been a bit too harsh. Maybe they noticed the intention to do something more than just a slapstick horror comedy. This came off as pretentious, like the guys were trying to be something they're not. And maybe that affected the ratings, but I think 45 for what the movie sets out to do and shows itself to be seems like a fair score to me. Let's see the audience. Let's check the audience score. Now, if there's that discrepancy, I'll make a new video saying, but do they have the people or not? Or the people? It goes along with the critics. And it's really going to be a forgettable movie. Something silly to watch at Christmas. And it's really not one. There's no need to worry. Most likely the sequel is also off the table. I think that from Brazil's point of view, for us to be proud of being Mello, being in an American movie, but the movie flopping, I think that's already something. I read some of the interviews he gave this week. He's already aware that the movie it's that thing about the actor being versatile, about the versatility of cinema itself. So he's making a really serious movie in Brazil, a conceptual movie, a movie with an idea, and at the same time he's doing a comedy. So this chameleon-like thing about the actor is what he's pointing out here, so he made this movie in a rush. He was promoting Alto a Comparecida 2 at the same time, and there were still the awards for I'm Still Here, which he was attending, and he wanted to be there. So one of the things he asked for when he went to film in Australia was to go to the United States for the Oscar and I think the Golden Globe Awards as well. And to promote Alto a Comparecida 2 here in Brazil. So yeah, I don't think it will make much difference for him or his international career. I think other opportunities will come up, including doing silly comedies and just weekend movies. That's what it is. It's a popcorn movie for you to laugh at the silliness, not at the intelligence of the comedy, just the silliness itself and the absurd situations that the movie brings. So isn't it? You can't get too worried, not even with this movie, right guys? The Anaconda comes, Anaconda 2, let it make some money so Sony can make a new one, and that's fine. What do you expect from Anaconda and hope to see in the movie? Write down here below. See you later, see you soon, see you in a bit, bye, and that was another episode of Quattro Coisas. The channel posts at least 3 videos daily, Monday through Sunday. If you enjoyed them, here are more suggestions to watch. Don't forget to leave a like, a comment, subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on the bell for new notifications. Thank you very much. See you next time.